right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Happy Father's Day. And I don't know if any of you saw it yesterday, but the dragon boat races were down here on the plaza. And we actually have a number of our members of our community of Temple Buddhist Center who are involved in those dragon boat races. And they're a wonderful program that helps to raise money for various different charities around the area. So it's kind of exciting. I didn't know what a dragon boat was until I saw those. Those are so neat. So our talk today, of course, celebrating Father's Day. In various Eastern traditions, the universe creates itself out of primary chaos of material energy, organized into cycles of yin and yang, and formed into objects and lives. Yin is retractive, passive, receptive, while yang is active, embracing, and expansive. In principle, this dichotomy in some form, shape, or another is seen in all things, patterns of change and difference, such as, for example, seasonal cycles, or the evolution of the landscape over the days, weeks, months, eons, male, female, day, night, up, down, and so on and so forth, with the original meaning of yin and yang being the north-facing side of a hill, which is shady, yin, and the south-facing brightness of a hill, the sunny side of the hill, being yang. And so hence, that's the big reveal for the enigmatic title that I put up there for you guys today. For all of you going, huh? That's what I mean by the south side of the hill. It is the sunny side of the hill. It is yang energy, or what we sometimes refer to as the divine masculine. And so there is this dance that we participate in as we receive our biosuits, as John Kabat-Zinn, or I'm sorry, it was Gary Zukav, called them our biosuits. And so as we receive our biosuits, and whether they are masculine or feminine, and these opposites, this being and doing, so to speak, is another aspect of all of this. The dance itself is intrinsic to the process of awakening. There is the deepest relationship between masculine and feminine in the Buddhist teachings, specifically in the Digha Nikaya. Those writings and literature in the Buddhist tradition talk extensively about this concept. And so today, as we did on Mother's Day, I want to honor both the masculine and feminine nature within all of us. Or if you're more like me, you identify less with divine masculine feminine and identify more with the divine comedy, for all of you Dante fans out there. So it is important to restate that this celebration today, Father's Day, is less about being a father and more about honoring those who have in any way been a father to you. And this is not about gender. And so this person, this being that shared with you the divine masculine qualities of courage, clarity, action, direction, movement, responsibility, strength, generosity, encouragement, intellect, transformation, growth. All of these movement-oriented qualities are deemed to be held within what is called the divine masculine. So we can even take just a moment right now and close our eyes and go within and simply hold in our hearts some of the father or masculine figures that have shown up for you in your life. So often I find that members of the Sangha talk to me and they're like, oh gosh, my father was awesome, it was great, but maybe he's no longer with us. And they focus on the sadness that comes up. Or some folks talk to me about, well, I didn't really have, my father left when I was very, very young. And they focus on the sadness of maybe not having a father in their life. Or there's even the flip side of it. Fathers have come to me and talked about how difficult this day is because maybe they are estranged with their family members or their children. And again, you see, it's not really about that. It's about celebration. It is about the joy of the sharing of those beings who have shown up in our life, even if it was only for a short time, and helped us to understand and learn those qualities of the divine masculine. So let's take a moment and just reflect, just allow our hearts to open and remember and honor those beings who established an example for us of the divine masculine. Taking a conscious breath. So let's talk a little bit about this concept, this idea of yang, the divine masculine. The divine masculine represents a spiritual, psychological, and archetypal ideal of masculine energy. It is the highest, most inspiring, and true expression of masculinity that is manifested through thoughts, actions, and speech. The common misconception is that divine masculine is inherent to the male population. However, all of mankind has intrinsic divine masculine characteristics. I mentioned some of them earlier. Some others might be, for example, logic, rationality, strength, leadership. These aspects of human personality or behavior are deemed masculine, and depending on their expression through an individual, they can be balanced or imbalanced. Is one rational to the expense of emotional maturity? Is one's strength overpowering, overbearing, perhaps even ego-driven? These are signs that the masculine energy is out of balance. As practitioners, we have been given these wonderful teachings and these tools that help us to bring awareness to those energies, to those imbalances. We must start by recognizing how we carry the wounded masculine in our bodies. All of us carry this masculine energy, and in some cases, in some parts of it, there are wounds. And so all of us, to varying degrees, carry this wounded masculine in some shape or form or aspect or another. Some of our masculine energies are very strong, very balanced. But as it is with all of our energies, they change, right? We're not a thing. We are a process, always unfolding, always learning, always growing and transforming. And so as we explore and bring awareness to this wounded masculine energy, for example, for me, the wounded masculine in me is doing what wounded parts do, simultaneously crying out to be embraced, acting out to be noticed, and hiding for fear of being found out. Finding this within myself, I know where I have to start the healing process. And I feel compassion for all of us operating as we frequently do from this place of fragmentation, whether it is the divine masculine or the divine feminine. A healthy representation of the divine masculine is witnessed through a person who is strong but gentle, who has an appropriate action of guidance and leadership without the need for praise and recognition. From this person, who might be male or female in gender, however, this person can express these qualities of the divine masculine for us. So this person can be strong and gentle, who can express guidance and leadership without praise or recognition, who can turn away from greed and conflict, and instead remains in a space of quiet dignity, honor, wisdom, and diplomacy. This person is confident but not arrogant, is adventurous but not reckless. This is someone that you are inspired by, who you follow, and who makes you feel safe, accepted, supported, and protected, either physically, emotionally, or spiritually. This is what we are looking for when we are perhaps looking for expressions of or examples of the divine masculine. With ongoing and consistent self-awareness of our own tendencies, weaker or stronger aspects of our personality are brought more into the light. And as they are brought into the light of awareness, it is only then that we are able to bring balance to these energies, to these aspects of our being. So please remember that it is normal human behavior to be naturally stronger in some aspects and weaker in others. As I mentioned earlier, the goal is not to be perfectly in balance all the time. That's not even possible. So the goal is not that. And it is also not through, cultivating only the positive aspects of our being. It is also embracing those aspects that we might deem or perceive as negative. Those are just as much a part of us as the positive. Again, in the Buddhist practice, it is the middle path. It is the middle way. Not an over-preoccupation with the negative, not an oversimplification of the positive. It is bringing all of this together in wholeness, seeing the stronger parts and being present and embracing the weaker parts as well. But through awareness and self-discipline to honor where you are right now, in this moment, not wishing you were somewhere else, and not regretting those aspects of you that may have brought up various speech and behavior patterns that perhaps are causing consequences now. Again, it's not about the past and the future. It's about honoring where we are right here, right now, in this moment. And recognizing how through our process that we work with each and every day, how various thoughts make us feel. Then releasing or dropping the thoughts and establishing a new relationship with the pain in the body. Processing, purifying, and releasing that pain. And from that point right there is where insights arise. That is why this is called insight meditation or vipassana. And when those insights arise, they bring understanding into why you react, think, and behave the way you do. And understanding is love's other name. This is how we learn to love ourselves. Love is not something we get out there. It is something we express in each and every moment. And so in that way, we share it. We don't take it. Love is something that we share, not specifically receive. And so here are some ways that we can cultivate balance in our lives. Of course, I'm going to say this first and foremost, commit to sit. Meditation. It's not a fancy word that you find on billboards and the sides of plumbing trucks anymore. It is very important now. As a practitioner, meditation is a way of life, not something that you buy online for $19.95. Although, if you visit our website, no, I'm just kidding. So sit every day. It is the regularity. You do not have to go and sit in a cave in Tibet for 30 years. That might work. However, for most of us, that's not really an option. So sit every day. It is the regularity that brings about the transformation. Whether it's 15 or 20 minutes in the morning, or maybe it's 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at night, or maybe you've got a little random bell on your phone that just sounds at different times, and you take a conscious breath for just a minute, 20 times a day. It is the regularity that makes the difference. And there are all kinds of little techniques. I'll share one with you right now. If you find that your mind is agitated and the body is, kind of keyed up and wired, so to speak, as you sit, try this little technique. Try this little method. I've got 3,000 years of techniques and methods to share with you. So if you've got some time, so for example, try this. In your sitting, in your meditation, once you have settled and you've focused and concentrated on the breath for 4 or 5 minutes and the body begins to settle and the mind begins to clear, you can employ this technique. Each time you inhale, have a little mantra, a little phrase. For example, I am strong. And as you exhale, I am flexible. Inhale, I am strong. Exhale, I am flexible. And continue this. And as you find a natural ending point of this technique, where perhaps you simply want to settle into the stillness, on your last one, you inhale, I am strong. And as you exhale, I am balanced. And then simply move into stillness. Continue this cycle for as long as you need and to become settled, and the mind begins to rest. Some days that may be the entire meditation. Other days you might feel more rooted and calm much more quickly. And so you don't have to stay with it for much longer. And throughout the day, when you feel out of balance, do a real quick, short version of this. I am strong. I am flexible. Breathing in, I am strong. Breathing out, I am balanced. There are all kinds of chakra balancing YouTube videos, actually sounding the vowel sound and the frequency for each chakra, bringing them into balance. There are yogic techniques, Tai Chi Cha. There are so many things available to us as practitioners. You do not have to try to do it alone. This is the power of Sangha. And so I would like to close today with a little poem called Father by Edgar Guest. My father, in a day or two, could put the biggest crooks in jail. There's nothing he cannot do. He knows no word like fail. Our confidence he would restore, of that there is no doubt. But if there's a chair or a couch to mend, well, we kind of have to send that out. All public questions that arise, he will settle on the spot. He waits not till the storm dies and grabs it when it's hot. In matters of finance, he can definitely tell Congress what to do. But oops, he forgot to pay the water bill when it came due. In conversation, Father can do many wondrous things. He's built upon a wiser plan than presidents or kings. He knows the ins and the outs of each, and every deep transaction. Dad's in the now for theories. However, tomorrow looks a little better for action.